too, mate. You were part of Corvette history. You were part of that very first winning trio in 2001 for Corvette Racing. So I know that you'll enjoy it. In less than 8 minutes' time, the Bowtie boys can take that checkered flag, still out in front in GT Pro.
Tell you what, Simon Pagenaud is driving the wheels off this thing, hustling through the Ford chicanes there. Oh, he gets a little bit wide there.
There's a little sprinkle on the lens of that hard camera.
Yeah, there is.
Right
I think there's some dampness on that racetrack right now. You saw Simon turn into that chicane there and got a little bit wide. Had to correct his line for the next one.
Stuff you got to really watch for on an 8-mile track, 8.5 miles. It can be getting wet in one area. Look on the windscreen here. Most of that's just dirt, though, I think.
Motor down the Mulsanne at 3.5 minutes per lap, and looking at the clock, it should be another 3 laps. He'll get to the line after 2 laps with still a little time on the clock. Yeah, perhaps 3 more laps. Yeah, slow up, exactly.
Well, there's no cruise
lap. Slow up enough. Yeah.
Normally, when it's well in hand, you'll see a form finish and some cruising to the line. That will not be happening today. And you see the stress on the men. There's Mr. Le Mans, Tom Christensen, but you see the stress on the faces of Olivier Canal and Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich. The reason why, they're the gentlemen who have to face the board of Peugeot and of Audi and explain why they're spending tens of millions of dollars to go sports car racing. The filter down effect, the relevance to road car and production car technology and development and production. It's all born here on the racetrack. They're here to prove a point about diesel technology, about the strength of carbon fiber, about various technologies, LED lights, for instance, that have gone from the Audi race car to the Audi road car. It's all about what they do here on the racetrack, and it's they can say that their technology is better, that is best.
And 24 hours, what a better way to prove it right here, right now. The amount of time and effort and energy that goes into these teams before they get here, the amount of cycle time on every piece and part on that car, uprights and engine, headlights. I mean, every piece and part on those cars that we're looking at right now. I mean, it's an amazing achievement that these guys are doing.
And in a few minutes, when they let those fans over the fences, you're going to see the purchasers, the buyers, the fans of the mark, and a whole lot of them.
Dr. Ulrich has spoken recently about the fact that they have decided not to enter Formula One. The question has been asked once again. He say, no, we remain in sports cars with its relevance to road cars. At Le Mans, the cars do on a full run, as we saw last year without all of the caution, about 325 miles more than a Formula One car does in a complete season. So it's a true test of endurance, and that speed includes pit stops, and 20 miles an hour faster, almost half the fuel used. So this diesel technology, they came out with that TDI petrol-powered engine, that was revolutionary, and then they came here with diesel and won first time out.
Can you hold your breath for 5 minutes?
Every year it seems like more technology. And Calvin, you pointed it out when we asked Dr. Ulrich about the V6 engine and all the extra space that was left inside the confines of that chassis. He smiled and said, so that perhaps we can add other systems in the future. Will we see Audi yet again as we look forward to 2012? Will there be a diesel, hybrid, or perhaps some other type power plant in the back of the 4 rings?
Yeah, I think it's broken suspension. It's not a tire. Looks like that right rear has a lot of camber to it.
And just remember, it's never over until it's over.
4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes.
And we always refer to the Indy 500 this year.
Like right there, you got a wounded car. You never know which way it's going to go.
Shinji Nakano behind the wheel of the Oak Racing 49 stays wide. It's 4th in class in P2 and time on his side. He should get there. Hugh de Schonack coming to speak with his dear friends at Peugeot, Olivier Canal, with 4 minutes to go.
You talk about the investment, Lee, and when you drive into the Le Mans circuit and you see just the hospitality units alone, multi-story, they're like buildings that they erect for this one event. The investment is massive.
There is no quit in Simon Pagenaud. You look at his lap times, they have stayed consistent. He is pressing on. Just over 3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here after almost a 24-hour battle. It should just be one more lap for Lauder as it comes to the line the next time. Pagenaud will not quit until he crosses the line.
Then it's mayhem from that point forward.
And it is mayhem.
What an incredible day. A 24-hour period. We've seen tragedy, we've seen excitement. I mean, full of emotions on both ends of the spectrum, and now coming down to these final laps.
not to discount Pagenaud's teammates, but his commitment to this program. Remember, he started here 3 times before for a non-finish. His home is in Indianapolis. He has been away from his home ever since Sebring, committed to this program. They did fitness training in Toulouse. They did group bonding, team building in Chamonix, whether that would have been mountain climbing. They did rock climbing. They did a bunch of stuff. And for Olivier Canel, they have worked so hard, and they've been so close. It's 17 seconds away, and we've only got 2 3/4 minutes to go.
And there's going to be a flood of emotions based on what we've gone through over the last 24 hours.
And it's going to be this lap plus 1 more looking at the clock.
Should be Lauder, I believe. Is this down in towards Indianapolis?
Yeah, comes past the Pro Speed GT car. It's been a good run today for Mark Goossens and Marco Holzer and Jaap van Lagen. It got away from them at the end, though, but they were one of the strongest Porsche cars for the majority of this race in GT Pro.
See the drama that is endurance racing. You saw it on Olivier Canel's face. They have tried so hard to target this one event. And yes, the ILMC Manufacturers Championship is certainly important to Peugeot, but it really is about Le Mans, and he cannot believe in his heart of hearts that it has slipped away yet again.
And I'm a firm believer in if a car looks right, it's quick. And I tell you what, I've not believed, even though they won it last year, I have not believed in the Audi design. It just didn't look right, and you hate to criticize the best in the business, but this car is the business. I mean, you go around this, the technology is amazing, and it's been fast. It's the first time Audi have really had the fastest car here since 2006, since Peugeot have been in the game. They have always showed up at Le Mans with the fastest machinery. Audi have won it with strategy and reliability for the last few years.
Second to last time. Lotterer comes across the line with a minute remaining.
This is it. 8.4 miles to go, and Andre Lauder, Marcel Fassler, Benoit Trillier will take home a victory that they will cherish and remember for the rest of their lives.
What a story.
As a driver, you just want to get back. I mean, you're running hard. You want to be smart, and you're feeling everything inside that car right now.
The team will be giving him the gap. 15.5 seconds back there. He can afford to wait in traffic.
Yes.
He will be cautious on this lap. You would have to assume he's not going to be taking any risk whatsoever.
But it really looks like the corner speeds are still really high. I mean, he's really working the car right now. You don't want to fall off too much and lose your rhythm, and then you start skating off, making mistakes.
Tell you what, Ralph Jutner there talking to Dr. Ulrich has been stoic throughout the course of this event. They had the accidents. Everyone kept calm, and they went about and executed with the one car they had left in this race.
The overall leader comes up on the GTE Pro leader. That's Antonio Garcia for Corvette Racing. There is another class leading car ahead, another Corvette for Labra Competition. So 3 of the 4 class leaders all here on track together. The Rolex clock comes to 0. And Andre Lotterer is on the way home. And Calvin, you mentioned the crashes there. Think about the ebb and flow of emotion within that Audi camp when they did not know about the health and well-being of 2 of their star drivers, Alan McNish and Mike Rockenfeller, in 2 of the most spectacular crashes you will see in sports car racing. And fortunately, both are okay. We've heard from Alan. We know that Rocky spent the night in hospital just for precautionary measures, but he is okay as well.
And think about how you have to win this race. It has to be flawless. There has not been one problem with either of these front-running cars.
And Andre Lotterer, who started the day holding a Japanese flag. He lives in Tokyo. He spends the majority of the year down there racing in Formula Nippon and Super GT. He held a flag with Benoit Trillier, Loic Duval and Shinji Nakano to say, Japan, we are thinking of you. Just because it has been 3 months since that horrific tsunami and earthquake down there, we have not forgotten. We are still raising awareness. Into Indianapolis for the final time.
Last year, it was 3 R15 pluses side by side at the line. This year, 1 lone Audi remains on track, and it remains in the lead.
Audi flags flying right now.
Oh boy, can you imagine that hospitality area
away from the checkered flag. Get it home, baby.
Everybody's holding their breath.
And this young man, he's not even 30 yet, has just carried an enormous load, an enormous weight for the last, the best part of the last 3.5 hours or so.
Got a big lift there. He was wanting to see where that prototype was going.
Don't you turn in. Don't you dare.
Dr. Wolfgang Ulrich has the eyes on. He knows he is just seconds away from celebrating once again. Here comes Andre Lotterer into the final sequence, and this ultra lightweight technology has been ultra spectacular at Circuit de la Sarthe this year. Their motto is to always be one step ahead of the opposition, and Audi has been just that today. Get ready to see the Audi Sport team explode as Lotterer comes to the line for the second year in a row. Fresh winners for the 4 rings. Audi has done it again with their new R18. Simon Pagenaud for Peugeot, some 13 seconds in arrears. That was a gutsy performance from the 26-year-old Frenchman, but in the end, nothing could stop Audi. Olivier Canel to come so close after such effort, and on the 100th birthday of Corvette, Chevrolet goes to victory lane to the top of the podium. Doug Feehan's boys are back. There's Doug. Well done to he and Danny Binks and the drivers.
Congratulations.
The whole crew. What a team effort there.
10th anniversary of Corvette Racing's first win at Le Mans. They do it again. And we've got Americans on 3 of the 4 podiums. Fantastic achievement. And Andre Lotterer not looking overcome by emotion in the cockpit, but he will when he meets this group.
Look at that. Everyone's there. Dindo's in there. TK's there. Celebration at Audi.
Greg's
what a
there.
day.
Greg's there as well. Take it away, mate.
This crew, obviously, they are just beside themselves at this point. An amazing achievement when you consider what has happened. Right now, the security people are just letting everybody in there celebrate. There are plenty of tears to be found, along with all the smiles, along with all the high fives. The celebrations are just one of the most emotional things I have ever seen. Marcel Fassler right there, just can't believe what has happened here. I don't think anybody could have really expected this when you know what they endured earlier in the race, and this lone R18 in its debut run with this remarkable technology, the remarkable engine that it's using, the remarkable lightweight technology is just spectacular, and what they have been able to achieve, remarkable. So let's get down to Jamie, and Jamie, great celebration in the Corvette pits as well.
It is a fantastic celebration in the Corvette pits. Doug Feehan, when you guys came to GT2, you said it was going to be your biggest challenge. 2 years later, you're victorious at Le Mans. What does this mean to the team?
Well, let me tell you what. First of all, happy anniversary to Louis Chevrolet and the Chevrolet brand. This is one heck of a way to celebrate the 100th and our 10th anniversary of our first victory here. This is as hard as we've ever worked. This is the greatest challenge that we've ever faced. These guys today never, ever gave up. Emblematic of what we've done over the years. I'm very, very proud of them.
Get out there and wave that American flag. Congratulations.
That's cool. Everybody lining up here. Photo op. Those gates are going to come down in a minute, and then it's all over, boys.
It's an incredible time of the race right now.
What they're saying there, they were given instructions after the checkered flag, 1 full lap. Typically, we see them pull off at the end of pit lane, and they couldn't afford to do that, realizing that everyone was going to be gunning for that start-finish line. So in safety, we're going to see that full lap there. Let's get down to Greg.
Right here, we've got Dr. Ulrich. If I could talk to him. Amazing.